Welcome back to another video. My name is Derek, and today we're going to be finishing up the repair that we started last week on the iPhone 13 that was boot looping when you tried to plug it in or turn it on. So let's get into the video. Alright, to recap last week's video, if you did not see it, we have an iPhone 13, okay? This iPhone 13 doesn't want to boot. You try to power it on with the power button, nothing happens. You plug it in, you get an Apple logo, but only for about 5 seconds before it shuts off and another Apple logo comes back, and same thing over and over. We took it apart, plugged up a power supply, and we were actually able to get the phone to boot. However, once the phone was fully booted, within maybe 1 or 2 seconds, the phone would boot loop again. So I asked you guys what you thought it might be. A few of you said it's just the battery, as I suspected it might be. And one of the things that I like to be able to check is the panic logs. But given that the phone doesn't stay on, it's kind of difficult to check the panic logs. You need the phone to actually stay on long enough to access the panic logs with a panic log analyzer. And you can't do that with a boot looping phone like that. So today I'm going to be showing you how to quickly determine whether or not a battery is truly dead. That way you can know before ordering one, okay, is it an issue with the battery or is it the phone? Or maybe you just like to confirm that the battery is truly dead. So let me show you how we do that real quick, and then let's see if a new battery will solve this phone. Let's get started. Alright, so one of the quickest ways to determine whether or not you actually have a fully dead battery, like a bad battery that won't charge your phone, is you take a power supply. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the voltage anywhere under 3.8, and then I'm going to take my red and black probes, black on ground. Ground on this particular battery is going to be this top side of the connector now that it's slipped over. And if we go black on this side and red on the other side, we should see the amps jump up if it was a good battery. Should be reading 0.03, 0.04. So for example, here we've got a new Amcentrix basic battery. And if I do the same thing, we do the black on the awkward. If I do the black probe here on the outside and the red on the inside of the big bars, we should be getting a draw of 0.039. That tells me that this battery is truly dead, and this one should work. So let's test that real quick by plugging it in. Alright, I've reconnected all of the flexes. We'll connect up the proximity sensor, then the display, and now we'll connect over top of the old battery the new one. Okay, and now when we push the power button, it should come on and it should stay on. There we go. So watch the Apple logo come on. And prior with the other battery, or even with the power supply, it wasn't staying on. Here it's on, and normally it would just shut off now. It isn't. We can obviously wait the 3 minutes. We can now go in and check the panic logs if we really want to. And what they would probably just tell us is that there is an issue with the battery. So we'll go ahead and turn it off, disconnect the display, and let's take out this battery. Grab the little pull tabs, and we'll gently see if we can pull these out. Oh, and look at that, the battery's like naturally coming out on its own, like it's already loosened. So we'll remove all of the old adhesive, and then we can install the new battery. Peel off the protector. And one thing I like to do is I'll connect up the battery prior to putting the battery in, just so everything lines up. Now I'll disconnect the battery, connect back up the proximity sensor and display. We'll connect up the battery, take our bracket, and we'll put back the screws, and we'll put back the last bracket for the display and battery, and we'll screw those screws on down, and then we can close it on up, put back the pentalobe screws, and we are done. And there we go, all fixed and ready to go. Alright, so here we have the phone. It's fully working, it's not boot looping, there's no issues. I've been able to go through and test this one out thoroughly, and it was just a bad battery. I was able to confirm that with the power supply by trying to inject voltage into the battery. Now, that's one way if you have a battery that's been setting a long time. If you want to kind of reactivate it, kickstart it, hooking it up to a power supply can kind of trickle charge it so that when you plug it in, it actually will turn on the device. So given that you can't trickle charge a completely dead battery, that's one way to determine if before you order a battery, if you need a battery. If there's something that you'd like to add, leave it in the comments below. If there's something that you'd like to see in a future video, let me know as well. Hopefully this video gave you a little bit more insight into actually trying to diagnose an issue rather than just let's try and swap out a part, see if that fixes it. Even though that would have fixed this, just swapping out the battery would have fixed it. But actually diagnosing and fixing the issue is something that you should probably be able to do. Thanks a ton for watching. We'll see you in the next video.